Yes, guys, welcome. How is everyone? Hope you're all doing well today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday afternoon. Big up to all of you in the chat right now. Hope you're all doing good. Guys, this is going to be a different kind of video. We're going to be looking at what Liverpool can do to try and beat this Manchester City team, to try and compete with this Manchester City team. So, I'd appreciate it. Everyone in the chat could help me out on this. We're going to look at a few things where Liverpool need to improve, Liverpool need to get better at. Big up Fozzie. Fozzie, if you're free, man, and you want to come in and with me on this, I'll send you the link, man, if you're free. But Liverpool have got to compete with Manchester City. We all got to compete with Manchester City. So it's going to be a difficult one for us. We've got to compete with City on such a level that it's going to be difficult to do it next season, but in the years to come. So I need everyone else's help in the chat. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a chat about it. If Fozzie's available, I'll see if I can get Fozzie in as well. So yeah, a lot of talk about, guys. A lot of talk about today. So guys, don't forget, before we start, you know what to do. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that damn like button. Subscribe if you're new as well. Share the content. Do whatever you can do, guys, because we are on our way to 4,000 subscribers. So make sure, please, you hit that subscribe button. Let's see if I can do this. And we'll get going. How's everyone's weekend going, though? Hope everyone's having a... Oh, all right, Fozzie, you're back at work. No worries, man. No worries. How's everyone's weekend? No. Everyone's weekend going well? Everyone doing good? I hope everyone's having a good time. If you're in the UK, the weather is actually lovely this weekend. So hope you're enjoying that, guys. Hope you're enjoying that. But yeah, we are live. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Liverpool competing with Manchester City. And look, it's going to be difficult because of the way Manchester City are, the football to play, the manager they got, the money they got. But we're going to look in depth at it. But let me say a big thank you to everyone around at this moment in time. Big up Anfield Raw, big up Ends. Ends, if you're about and watching Manny, I've sent you the link if you want to jump on. Big up Daz, Captain Sal, Anfield Raw. Tybani, is it? Big up Jamie, hope you're good, brother. Hope you're good as well. Hamza, hope you're good. Squidly in the chat. Luke in the chat, hope you're doing good, guys. Psychedelic, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up Lee as well. Big up Scraps. Man like Jave in the chat. He's 7 a.m. in the US. Big up Lee. Big up Katie in chat. Wayne is in the chat. Big up Wayne. Kaiser Soze. Prepare properly, squad build wise. Yeah, exactly. Big up Bruno. Who else is it? Ahmed, big up to you. When will he here to go? Okay. Hi Jamie, morning from Florida. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're having a good morning over there, lovely Florida. Big up Pat Man on for the treble. Yeah, your City team's amazing at the moment. There's no doubt about it. Wayne's having a cider. Why not? Bonjour, Jamie. Big up Hyper. Big up Keegan in the house. How you doing, man? How you doing? As he says, hit that like button. Big up Wino in the chat as well. Better tactics, rotation, no sentimentality. Keep the ball. Stop hoofing. Play through the midfield. Refresh the squad. Time, technically creative players in the underdog mentality. I've got a call-in show on Wednesdays, my friend. Wednesday nights, my call-in shows are. So yeah, if you're about Wednesday night, make sure you come in then because that's when the call-in shows are. Fair play, Pat Man. You're showing some level. Yeah, I ain't got. See you doing bits. SA Scout, South African Scouts are in the house. Big up to you. Yeah. Big up Panoff. How you doing? All right, Jamie. Big up, mate. At the end of the day, we're the only team who can compete with City over the last 5-6 years, even though they've breached allegedly FFP rules. So yes, I think we will be back. Yeah, and that's the thing. Look, this Man City team. Look, whatever's going on. Right, I'm going to say it like this about Manchester City. Yeah? So whatever's going on off the pitch with all this 115 allegations and all that. That's off the pitch matters, yeah, to be fair. On the pitch, with the players they got and the way Pep Guardiola plays, they are the best team in world football right now. You know, we've got to put our bias one side, and like they are the best team in world football right now, without a shadow of a doubt. And we got to get as close to them as humanly possible. Now, as Panoff says there, in the last few years, Liverpool are the only team in reality. If Pat-Man's in the chat, Pat-Man will agree with this. Liverpool are the only team in theory that have got anywhere near close to trying to beat this Man City team. They got, look, do City have the best bunch of players in world football in one team? I wouldn't say they do. But what they do, they got an exceptional world-class manager that is probably the best at his game. And he's got a system and a formation. They played 3 at the back yesterday. He's got a system that is probably unrivaled in football right now. The system he plays, the way he gets the best out of players. We can't sit here and pretend it's all about money. Look, he bought a Kanji for 15 million, and look at him now. He's one of the best defenders in the league. He bought Eze from Bournemouth, relegated Bournemouth. He got Ake from Bournemouth, got relegated, brought him in for a bit of money, and now you wouldn't blink twice at him. He's made him tremendous. He's made him reliable, dependable, good on the ball, good defending. He's improved players with his coaching. City are not going out yet. Apart from Jack Grealish, they ain't spent silly money on players. You look down the road at Man United, who are about to spend 70 million quid on Mason Mount, and give him 300 grand a week. Yes, City have got money. Yes, they can afford to buy a Haaland with the whole package included. Whatever Haaland makes a week, then reported 900 grand a week he makes. Who knows if that's true? But yes, City can afford to do that when they have to, and they do. But his system, the way he coaches players, the way he improves players, yeah. And Jurgen Klopp, to be fair to Jurgen Klopp, when he came to Liverpool, he did the same thing. He did do that to start with. He made players better. He improved players. It's just the last year or so where it's gone a bit wrong. And, everything's gone a bit wrong. We're going to get to that in a minute. But what I think's happening at the club. But this City team, they're the best team in world football right now. And it's just amazing what they're doing. It's just amazing what they're doing. This Liverpool team need to get closer. And as I said, no one's got close to this this City team apart from Liverpool. Apart from Liverpool, we're the only team that has come anywhere near close to getting near to them in the last few years. Look, we've not made it, and we haven't won the title enough, in my opinion. Only one title in that Klopp era at this moment in time. Fingers crossed there is more to come. Who knows? But we have pushed City. I mean, the end of what? Not this season just gone, the season before. We pushed City to the last game of the season. And for the last, with 20 minutes to go of the season, Liverpool were winning the Premier League. When we won the league, we smashed the league. We won the league by 18 points, and it probably would have been a record. If the COVID break never happened, I think Liverpool would have smashed that 100-point barrier and set a brand new record in club football that probably would have never, ever, ever, ever been broken. But unfortunately, COVID happened, stopped the season. And when Liverpool won the Premier League, let's face it, as soon as Liverpool won the league, Liverpool went on a massive bender. Let's face it, and started losing games and dropping points. They won the game. What was it? Won the league with 7 games to go or something like that. Ridiculous. That's a record. That Liverpool team, for some reason, that Liverpool Premier League team never gets the respect it deserves. And I don't know why. That team that won. Hang on, let me get the we know. Have we been close? Most of them, those near wins were while we were chasing them. Yeah, but when you look at, I mean, at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying, but when you go back and look at the Premier League at the end of the day, look, when we won the Champions League, the year we won the Champions League, I think weren't we Liverpool top of the league most of that year, and probably should have won the league. We'd let to a few points slip. Last season, yes, we were chasing, but if it weren't us chasing, City would have won the league in probably March or late February. And we took it to the last game of the season and finished on. Did we finish on 91 points? They finished on 92 points or something like that. So if you look at the years, Liverpool don't compete with City. So when we couldn't defend our title because of injuries and Klopp doing a madness with tactics, City won the league on 88 points or something like that, didn't they? In that COVID year. This year, when Liverpool didn't compete with City, City won the league on 89 points. That's not a coincidence for me. For me, that is not a coincidence. I always say this. I think Pat Man's in the chat now. Pat Man probably agree with this. Liverpool are. I think Pep Guardiola. I say this, or I'll put it like this. All right. I think Pat Man might agree with this. Manchester City would not sell Gabriel Jesus to Liverpool. Not in a million years. Pep Guardiola would not allow Gabriel Jesus to go to Liverpool, but he allowed him to go to Arsenal. I think if you got Pep Guardiola, if you spoke to Pep Guardiola today and you got him in a room and spoke to him, I reckon he still sees Liverpool, even though Liverpool have had a bad year, I think he sees Liverpool as still the main threat to Manchester City because of the respect he has for Jurgen Klopp. So that is so when I look at it, it's not a coincidence that the 2 years at the last four that Liverpool couldn't compete with City for the Premier League. City got to 86 and 89 points in them 2 seasons, yeah? The 2 years Liverpool did compete with City in the Premier League, we took them to the last day on each time, and it's in the 90s. The points are in the 90s because winning machines. So it's Liverpool is still the only club, in my opinion, that I think Gary Neville said about it the other day on Sky Sports. I think it was the last game of the season on Sky Sports, didn't he? Or the last Monday Night Football. Even Gary Neville said it. Gary Neville said the only team that can come close to this City team and try and get this City team is Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Now, and this is where, big up, Ant. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Ant. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. And this is where Liverpool have got to improve next season. Liverpool can't stagnate. They have to improve. They have to have... This has to be the best summer Liverpool have ever had, in my opinion, under Jurgen Klopp. You go back to that summer when, that year, from that January to that summer where, Virgil came in, Alisson came in, Fabinho came in. Was it Fabinho or was that year before? Shaqiri came in. Keita came in. We had that big summer where we got all this influx of good players coming into the squad, especially Van Dijk and Alisson. And it changed our fortunes around. And that season, we got Virgil in a few months before in the January. Then that summer we went and got Alisson in. And then it was no coincidence. We fought Man City in the Premier League to 97 points. And we won the Champions League that year. It weren't a coincidence because we got the final pieces of the jigsaw. Now, Liverpool need to do that again. And Liverpool need to go and find the right players to fit this team. Rivalry, I think we know says it there. Rivalry pushes people to the heights of their limits. Like, would Ronaldo and Messi been as good as they were if they didn't have each other? I think Messi would have been. I think Messi would have been because Messi's just genetically gifted. But I think Ronaldo worked his socks off to be as good as Messi, and he needed Messi in that rivalry. You take Ronaldo away, I think Messi just steals Messi at the end of the day. But Ronaldo needed Messi. City and Liverpool need each other, in my opinion. I think Pep needs Klopp. I think Klopp needs Pep in that way that Batman needs Joker and Joker needs Batman. Any DC fans know what I mean by that. You know, the league needs it as well. The league needs it because it's down to other teams as well. It is down to other teams. Newcastle got to get better. Arsenal got to get better. Man United have got to get better. I'm going to talk about Man United later because Man United are terrible. Do you know what? I mean, just break here. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to put a break, put a time out on this chat for 1 minute. And let me just say something. This Man United team is utter drivel, crap, caca, shite, whatever you want to say. How the hell did we finish below that Man United team? They are terrible. Terrible. Their squad is shite. And it upsets me even more that we finished below them. That's what really upsets me. That we have somehow finished below that terrible Man United team. Terrible Man United team. And says, we have been linked to a Gerrard. I might cry. I loved him as a player. He's an awful manager. Have you been linked to Stevie? Oh, dearie me. Big up, Ant. That United team's shocking, man. That United team is. Oh, I know we were worse, Pat, man, and that's what upsets me so much because they're so bad. Oh, our standards drop so bad, and when I look back at Man United's Premier League season, yeah, they lost the same amount of games as us, 9. They barely scored any goals. They only conceded, I think, 5 less than us in the whole season as well. It's just, and I watched them yesterday against Man City, and their team was shocking. Oh, so have we lost? How did we finish below this team? I bet Chelsea are thinking, Liverpool and Chelsea must be thinking, looking back at the Premier League this season, their owners and their managers, Liverpool and Chelsea, must be looking at them thinking, how the hell did we fall behind a lot of this dross? How much of our standards slipped that we fall behind all this dross? Guys, I'm telling you right now, if Man City had their normal season, Arsenal had a great season, Newcastle, and if Chelsea and Liverpool were at their normal selves, Man United wouldn't even make the top 6. Wouldn't even make the top 6. They're that bad. It's just, man, it does my nutting. It does my nutting when I watch them say it are they're so bad. It's unreal. They got no tactics. You got Ten Hag coming out after games like he thinks he's a messiah, like he's a genius. Well, what is it Ten Hag said yesterday? We scared City. City are scared of us. What are you chatting about? They obliterated you. You do know you can get beaten up by 2 goals to 1, yeah? Yeah, the scoreline might say 2-1, yeah? But when I watched the game, City beat them up. City beat them up. They beat them up. You know, it don't have to be 5-0, 6-0. A 2-1 win, yeah, scoreline-wise, but City beat them up, man. They left United black and blue. United couldn't get near them. Bruno Fernandes. Can someone tell me what Bruno Fernandes does? Because I'm confused. I'm confused. I hear Man United people telling me Bruno Fernandes is as good as De Bruyne. And I'm not lying here. I hear it quite a lot. Oh, if you look at De Bruyne's stats and you look at the chances that Bruno creates, he's just as influential as De Bruyne is. I thought, what? No, he ain't. Bruno Fernandes would not get in City's team. What are we chatting about? What does... he's terrible. He's awful. I don't know what he does. Even his goals and assists, he's dried up. I mean, his first season when he came in that January, when Do you know Bruno Fernandes has only ever looked good for Man United when there was no fans in the stadium? That is the only time. Yeah, you weren't great yesterday either, Pac-Man. I don't think City were at their best and you still beat Man United quite comfortably. The only time I've ever seen Bruno Fernandes good for Man United is when there was no fans. When there was no fans, he was killing it. As soon as fans come back into the stadium, he was like, I'm going to hide now. Anthony. Oh, Anthony. Jesus Christ almighty. The best player that got signed from the Dutch league this season was Gakpo. I think, well, not just Gakpo. I think Akanji come from the Dutch league as well. So, yeah, but Gakpo was a better signing than bloody Anthony. It's just madness. It's madness. And this what upsets me so much, guys. This what upsets me so much, that I know we can be better in this. I know for a fact. I know this is going to sound like a stupid statement. I understand it because we finished below Man United and Newcastle and all that. But I know for a fact that we're better than them. And that's what irritates me. I know for a fact that we're better than Newcastle. I know for a fact that we're better than Man United. We just wasn't this season because we had a bad year. But there's hardly anyone in them teams I would take. If I look at Newcastle, I'd probably take Isaac and Bruno Guimaraes, but that's about it. When I look at Man United, I'd probably take... Who would I take from the Man United team going to the Liverpool side? I don't think there is anyone. I'm trying to think. Oh, Kanji came from Germany. Big up, Ali. I couldn't quite remember. Say he's the best signing from the Dutch league. Who would I take from United? Guys, who would you take from Man United? From Newcastle, I would probably take Bruno Guimaraes and Isaac. Who would you take from Man United? Like, I'm being serious. I'm not even doing this as they're Man United and I'm doing it because I'm a Liverpool channel. I'm actually really thinking about it. Who would you take? I wouldn't take Casemiro, and here's why. Right? I think everyone has overrated Casemiro this season. I think Casemiro has been massively overrated this season. I watch him quite a lot because Man United's on all the time, mate, next to who they are. So I watch Man United quite a lot. Casemiro, I think the speed of the Premier League gets to Casemiro sometimes. Look, Casemiro is better than Fabinho. There's no doubt about that. I'm not questioning that. But I think the speed of the Premier League sometimes gets the better of Casemiro. You look how many times he's late for challenges. How many times? Look, he's late for fouls and challenges and commits bad fouls because he can't keep up with the speed of the game sometimes. I watch it, and the speed of the Premier League, I think, gets to Casemiro a lot. Now, Casemiro has hit some good goals. He's hit some good passes this season. So people might look at it and think, oh, he's been excellent. He could have easily been sent off yesterday because the game's too quick for him. I believe Casemiro will struggle next season in the Premier League. I think he'll struggle. I don't think he's been... I know... Didn't the BBC put him in Team of the Year? Casemiro don't get in Team of the Year. Nowhere near it. I think he's been highly, highly overrated this season. Highly overrated. Go back and watch some of the games, guys. Casemiro, Gundogan ran past. Gundogan's not known for his pace or athleticism, guys. He ran past Casemiro yesterday, and Casemiro was like, like an old 90-year-old man. Couldn't keep up with him. Casemiro, no. The Premier League's too physical and fast. Casemiro, Anthony, and Sancho. Casemiro and Rashford, guys. Can we stop the Rashford chat? Rashford is just pace merchant. That's all he is. Yes, he can finish. He gets goals, but they come in little sections. Rashford's goals all come in sections. He's not got a Premier League goal since February, has he? Or only one goal since February or something like that. in the Premier League. His goals all come in bunches. They come in like a purple patch period. For about 3 months, Rashford could look excellent and get about 15 goals in like 3 months. And then after that, Rashford goes missing again. He's purple patch, man. He's purple patch. Garnacho would develop well under Klopp. Yeah, Garnacho's a good player. Don't know why Garnacho didn't start for United yesterday. He was like the best player when he came on. So I wouldn't take Casemiro because of his pace issues and the way Liverpool play. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't take Rashford because we've got Luis Diaz on the left. Trying to think. Martinez, maybe. Lautaro Martinez is a good defender. Rafael Varane's dog shit, by the way. Rafael Varane is dog crap. Rafael Varane might be one of the most overrated centre-backs I've ever seen in my life. I even said this when he was at Real Madrid. At Real Madrid, he just got made to look good because Sergio Ramos. It's a fact. It's an absolute fact. Varane only looked good at Real Madrid because of Sergio Ramos. I don't think Varane's that good. I really don't. I think he struggled as well. I don't really think... I saw Mark Goldbridge... I don't know if Pac-Man saw this on Twitter, but I saw Mark Goldbridge say on Twitter that Varane is better than Diaz. Fuck off. Varane. Oh, Varane is nowhere near as good as Diaz. Give it a break, man. Diaz is one of the best defenders in the Premier League. I like Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz, look, sometimes I think he goes to ground too much and dives around on the floor too much, or a centre-back for my liking. But there's no doubt in his quality. I'd have Diaz in front of Varane every day of the week. Every day of the week. I don't think Varane's that good. I don't really. I think Varane's. I don't think Varane's that good. He hasn't been good since he's been at United, in my opinion. Maybe his best days are behind him. Varane's best days are probably behind him. His best days were definitely at Real Madrid. That's for a fact. I think, is he retired from international duty as well now for France? So, yeah, Varane's best days are definitely behind him. I think Lautaro Martinez has been Man United's best defender this season. There ain't a shadow of doubt behind it. Yeah. Who cares if he's got more Champions Leagues than Van Dijk? Who cares if he has got more Premier Leagues than Van Dijk? I hate this comparison when people go, who's got more trophies than that player? Oh, so Varane's got more. You do know R9 and Maradona and some of the greatest footballers of all time have not got a European Cup, yeah? You do know that, yeah? You do know that. R9 never won a Champions League or a European Cup. Maradona never won a Champions League or European Cup. He only won the UEFA Cup, yeah? So does that mean Varane's a better footballer than Maradona and Pele and R9 and players like that? I hate that whole... Yeah, I hate all that. I hate all that trophy stuff. Like, he's got more trophies than that. He's got more trophies than that. He's got more trophies than that. Yeah. Ryan Giggs is the most decorated British footballer of all time with the amount of trophies he's won. He's also got more sexual assault cases than any other Premier League footballer. We're counting that as well. Come on. He won the World Cup. Oh, that's all right then. He won the World Cup. But I'm talking about club football, my friend. Talking about club football. Club football. You're giving me club football stats. And isn't it international? Like, what I don't get about football fans who have no idea and just bring up trophies, yeah? You do know it's a team sport, yeah? You do know it's a team sport and not an individual. It's not golf. It's not golf. We're not talking about an individual sport like golf or tennis or something. We're talking about a team sport, yeah? A team sport. Christian Carambou has got a World Cup for France. He was dog shit. Bernard Diomede has got a World Cup medal for France. He was dog shit. What are we doing here? It's a team sport. Team sport. So if a player is in a team, so Maradona never won the Champions League or European Cup in club football. Don't give me this international football bollocks, yeah? Right? In club football, he never won any, like the biggest competition there is in club football. But Varane did. So in your argument, Varane is better. Yeah. So in your argument, Varane is better than Maradona as a footballer because he won the World Cup and the Champions League. Varane was their best centre-back in the World Cup. What, the World Cup just gone? What, the World Cup just gone? You mean Konate and Upamecano were the two best defenders for France in this World Cup? Give it up, mate. Give it up. The trophy, big up Liam in the super chat. The trophy comparison amongst players is so lazy. Going off in that logic match, we're better than Suarez in the Prem. yeah. Makeda. So I take it Makeda was a better striker than Luis Suarez in the Premier League because Makeda won a Premier League medal with Man United and Luis Suarez didn't, who's one of the greatest strikers, if not the greatest striker of his generation. Harry Kane has won nothing with Tottenham. Are we going to say Harry Kane shit? Are we going to sit here and pretend Harry Kane, who only scored 6 goals less than Haaland in the Premier League, we're going to pretend that Harry Kane's a terrible player now, not a world-class player? Are we doing this because of trophies? It's mad. Luke Chadwick won a Premier League medal, so I suppose Luke Chadwick's better than Steven Gerrard now, even though Man United tried to buy Steven Gerrard multiple times. You know, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? United, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend United weren't class, by the way. I'm not one of them fans. Man United ruled the 90s and early 2000s. I'll hold my hands up to it. Man United were quality. Their 1999 team that won the treble was a tremendous side. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that. I'm not stupid. You know, Man United in the 90s left everyone behind. In the early 2000s, left everyone behind. Alex Ferguson was a world-class manager. You know, I'm not a stupid Liverpool fan. We're rivals and can hate each other, but I can acknowledge how good you were, though. I'm acknowledging how good City were. You know what I'm saying? You know, Liverpool were great in the 70s and 80s. United were great in the 90s and early 2000s. And since then, not so good. And that's why the hatred between United and Liverpool is so big, because they're the two biggest teams in British football, or in English football, because of Celtic and Rangers. But in English football, it will never be bigger than Liverpool and Man United, and that's a fact. Because the two cities, only 33 miles apart, the two football teams dominating English football for generations. Nobody was alive when Liverpool was winning. Oh, so it never happened. See, look, this Man United fan makes a lot of sense, yeah? This Man United fan makes a lot of sense. This Man United fan don't make no sense. So because you weren't alive when Liverpool were winning things means it never happened, yeah? Jesus Christ. That's mad. You do know before Alex Ferguson won the Premier League in 1992 or 93 or whatever it was, wasn't it like 40 years since you last won a trophy then? So if Twitter was alive back in 93 and social media and YouTube was alive back in 93, could everyone say the same to you? That it was like 40 years since you won a title? Yeah? I mean, what? Come on. It's just silly. My problem is Liverpool fans wanting City to win when City coming after. I don't want either of you to win. I said it yesterday. Is there a way that City and Man United can both lose? I don't. Look, this is my thing, guys. If you're new to the channel, big up. I have Man United fans subscribing to my channel. I don't mind. Subscribe. But look, where I look at it, yeah, I've been saying this for a while now. Liverpool need to win every competition they're in. I'm not one of these Liverpool fans. I don't want. As a Man United fan, you might agree with this, yeah? I don't want Man United getting in front of Liverpool for honours. At this moment in time, I think Liverpool are 2 honours in front of Man United as the most successful club in English football. All right? I don't want Man United catching us. So next season, I want Liverpool to win the FA Cup. I want Liverpool to win the League Cup. I want Liverpool to try and win the Premier League. I want Liverpool to win the Europa League. Why not? They're trophies. Every trophy matters. You know what I mean? Success is success. And that's the way it should be. And I'd love Liverpool and Man United. Do you know the mad thing? Liverpool and Man United have never both been good at the same time and competed against each other. When you go through the 70s and 80s, Liverpool were the top team in English football, yeah? Man United were nowhere to be seen. When Man United were the top team in the 90s and early 2000s, Liverpool were nowhere to be seen. And the last 8 years, when Liverpool have been really good, Man United have been nowhere to be seen. It's mad that the two biggest clubs in English football have never been great at the same time competing. It's a mad one, ain't it? Yeah, this is what my topic is today, United Bread. How do we all stop Man City? How do we all compete with Manchester City? And that's what I'm talking about today, my friend. That's what I'm saying today. I don't mind banter, but Rashi's just been childish. Yeah, the only time we competed was that once, weren't it? 08, 09. But not a considerable amount of time. And that's a sad thing. You are only bad because of the Glazers. You mean you're only bad because of the Glazers? They leave its peak. No, a lot of rival fans will say United Red. A lot of rival fans will say that United spend a lot of money, man. They spend more money than anyone else in the Premier League. And a lot of rival fans will say about United. I mean, ask everyone in my chat right now. I bet they all say the same thing. United spend money, man. United spend more money than anyone. So I understand what you're saying because there's things with your football team that needs sorting out, like your stadium and your training ground, and the owners have not bothered fixing any of that. I get it, and the infrastructure at your club is not what it should be, but you do spend money, and that's what a lot of rival fans will always bring to you. Yeah, if you guys spend 70 million on Mason Mount, that's mad. United Red, let me know what you think. Do you United Red? Do you want Mason Mount? Let me know. Do you actually want Mason Mount? Do you actually want Mason Mount? Yeah, exactly, and that's why we laugh. That's United's problem. United have spent so much money, they've wasted it all. And I think that's what United fans want to change is they want to get somebody in that can spend still the same amount of money they were spending before, but buy the right kind of players. I agree. Big up Mohammed in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Mason, man, shit. United spent 1.5 billion on players. You spent last summer 230 million on one window. Yeah, that is it. United spend like Liverpool in the 90s careless. Yeah, Liverpool spent a lot of money in the 90s. That always goes under the radar. But big up to United fans in here. Do appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome, all United fans. I hate City more than you lot. Oh, big up Man United, Red. So Liverpool guys, from a Liverpool standpoint, what can we do to compete with this Manchester City team? We know this summer's going to be massive for us. We really need to build this summer. We need players in. So the likes of Alexis Mac Allister. Now, the rumours with Mac Allister that this deal could be done next week. So keep your eyes out for this. Keep your ears open, your eyes open. Liverpool could be getting Alexis Mac Allister. The deal could be done by next week. What do we think about this? Hang on, I've got a little video here. Let me share this. Right, let me share this for you guys. Let me share this. Let me share this. Let me share this little video, you guys. Turn it up. Ooh.
Alexis Mac Allister and Liverpool deal now is getting really, really close. I'm told that the father of the player, Carlos, who is also the agent of the player, is now in England. He will spend the weekend in England and he will be there next week too to complete the move to Liverpool. There are still some final details to be completed between Liverpool and Mac Allister, but the agreement on personal terms is really close and imminent, and then Mac Allister will become new Reds player. Also because Liverpool are prepared to pay the release clause to Brighton is not 60 or 65 million pounds. Is way less than this. So a bargain, a very good deal for Liverpool, who are prepared to close on the final details in the next days.
Big up Fabrizio. So so I've heard that I didn't know Mac Allister had a release clause, but apparently the release clause is 40 million. So the rumour going around at the moment, we'll know when it comes out, and this is true, that Liverpool only going to pay £40 million for Alexis Mac Allister. For Alexis Mac Allister. That is, if we get Mac Allister for only 40 million quid, that is a steal. That will be hard to beat this summer in transfers, I'm telling you. I think this Mac Allister's deal is underrated, Jamie and Chat. Yeah, Fozzie, Mac Allister's top draw footballer. Yeah, you only have to watch him for Brighton. People will keep going. Like, you get Liverpool dickheads on Twitter, right, who go, oh, why are we buying a player from Brighton? We never go and buy players from Bayern Munich and all that. You know, moaning about that we don't, it'd be a cheap option. You watch. If we get Mac Allister for 40 million, I bet there's some miserable at Liverpool people on Twitter. We all know one certain Liverpool Twitter account, Cobble Red or whatever their bloody name is, John O'Sullivan or whatever his name is, an absolute buffoon. You watch. He will tweet, yeah, Mac Allister's a decent signing, but FSG have gone for the cheap option again. You watch. I bet he says that. If he does say it, guys, make sure you tell me, because I blocked the prick. But make sure you tell me, because I'm guaranteeing you, someone will say it. If Liverpool get Mac Allister for 40 million, someone will say, oh, Liverpool gone for the cheap option again. Blah, 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 blah. Cheap option. Cheap option. Mac Allister for 40 million is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. If you got told, oh, yeah, Alexis Mac Allister, that quality midfielder that plays for Brighton, an Argentinian World Cup player, who was excellent. Look, he weren't part of an Argentinian squad that never got any minutes on the pitch or anything like that. Mac Allister was integral to that Argentinian team that won the World Cup. He was fantastic. He was, in fact, in my opinion, and I said this before I knew Liverpool were ever interested in Alexis Mac Allister. Mac Allister was far better than Enzo Fernandez at the World Cup for Argentina. Far better. Far better. And I said that when I was doing the World Cup watch-alongs. Far better. Because I think Liverpool were linked to Enzo Fernandez back then, but they were never linked with Mac Allister. And I said it on my watch-alongs to the World Cup back then. I'd rather this Mac Allister kid. Far better footballer. If it's only 40 million, that is mad. And I think it's between 120 and 140 grand a week. So basically what Ox was making, they're just giving Ox wages to him. Oh, that's just... Oh. That's just mad. That's just mad. That is a great bit of business. Yeah. So the rumours, like Fabrizio keeps saying, it's going to be way, way, way less than the 60 million that's been quoted, and he does have a release clause. Then I asked a friend of mine if they knew about this release clause, and they said, yeah, they don't know the exact amount, but it's less than 50 million. So Liverpool are paying the 40-something million for Alexis Mac Allister. Let's see. I mean, we could be all wrong, but if that is true, and it's only 40-something million for Alexis Mac Allister. That is an excellent bit of business. Don't you love it when your club is about to sign a good player? Lol. Big up United Red. That's a great bit of business. I hope we get this deal done. That deal is meant to be hopefully completed sometime next week. Fingers crossed, guys, we complete that deal. Obviously, it can't be announced till the transfer window officially opens, but officially, but they can say the deal's done and then officially make him a Liverpool player when the transfer window opens. So fingers crossed we get that one done nice and early. Mac Allister apparently said to Brighton that as soon as the season ends, he wants to leave, and Brighton have respected his wishes, and he wants it done pretty quickly. He wants it all tied up before pre-season and everything. So, yeah, so this is an excellent move for Liverpool Football Club. A move in the right area as well. This is what Liverpool need to keep doing. These kind of talented footballers coming to our football club. This is how we get back to competing with the likes of Manchester City. People like Alexis Mac Allister. Now, if we get Alexis Mac Allister through the door, who else do we go for? Who else legitimately would you like to see come in, guys? We're only midfield dominance away from competing with City again, in my opinion, says Fozzie. That's a good question. Let me know if you agree with Fozzie here, guys. So Fozzie's saying we're only a midfield dominance away from competing with City again, in his opinion. Let me know, guys, on that, because if you look at it in the forward areas, you've got Mo Salah, Gakpo, Jota, Luis Diaz, yeah? You're pretty covered and stacked in the forward areas for goals. And Darwin Nunez, yeah? You got goals there. In the defence, we probably need another centre-back, I would say. Another centre-back. And in the midfield area, yeah. I mean, Fozzie might be right. Scrap says we need 2 ball-playing centre-backs. Maybe. I think one, because I think Virgil can still play out from the back. But I know what you're saying. Kone and Caicedo. So Caicedo looks like he might be going to... So I don't know about you guys. I think, right, here's what I think might happen. Have you guys seen all the news about Real Madrid the last 24 hours? So Real Madrid have let go of Eden Hazard. They've let go of Benzema, ain't they? So Real Madrid have let go of Eden Hazard and Benzema, 2 players that are on massive wages at their football club. They've let them go. Now, I think Real Madrid, whatever Real Madrid do in the summer transfer window, might have a fallback on what everyone else does in the transfer window, because the rumours at the moment is that Real Madrid want Harry Kane. And apparently Harry Kane is actually thinking about going to Real Madrid. And Harry Kane is only 48 goals away from breaking the Premier League record. So it's up to Harry Kane what he wants to do. Does Harry Kane want to break the Premier League record and have no trophies, or go to Real Madrid and compete for every trophy? Now, if I'm Harry Kane, I wouldn't give a shit about the Premier League record. I'd go to Real Madrid because it's you can't turn down. If you're Harry Kane and Real Madrid want you and you turn them down, you have got no world-class intelligence in your brain. You have not got the mindset to be a world-class. In my opinion, we can't call Harry Kane world-class anymore. If Harry Kane turns down Real Madrid to stay at Tottenham just to break a Premier League goal-scoring record, then Harry Kane has got no world-class mentality. It's as simple as that. If Kane turns down Real Madrid just to stay in the Premier League, just to break a goal-scoring record, he's got no mentality. Needs to go. It's bloody Real Madrid, for goodness sake. Oh, you laugh at that. Imagine staying at Spurs instead of going to Madrid just to break a Prem record. That'd be madness. But yeah, whatever Real Madrid do in the transfer market could have an effect on what everyone else does in Europe, because they're going to need. Real Madrid need midfielders as well, guys. Don't get this wrong. Real Madrid need midfielders. You know, they're going. The Jude Bellingham thing. Let me know right now in the chat, guy. And I'm not saying Liverpool go back for Jude Bellingham, but this might make interesting summer. If Real Madrid need now to go for a star striker, Real Madrid need a star striker. They can't go into next season without having a star striker because they won't win anything, right? So Real Madrid need a star striker in their team. Does them going for a star striker in their team stop them buying Jude Bellingham? Because the Jude Bellingham stuff has gone very quiet lately. So if they let Benzema go, say they go back for Mbappe, say Real Madrid go back in for Mbappe this summer. That's the summer. I think Real Madrid might do something mad this year. I think Real Madrid might do something absolutely mad. Say they're going for Harry Kane or they're going for Mbappe. Daniel Levy's already told everyone, if you want Harry Kane, it's going to cost you over 100 million, yeah? So that's over 100 million for Harry Kane. Over 100 million for Mbappe, if they're going for one of them strikers, yeah? I don't know how much money Real Madrid have. Real Madrid don't spend a lot of money in the last few years. They've spent money massively before. But if you look at Madrid over the last few years, it's not massive sums. Because I don't think they can compete with English teams in spending anymore. So do Real Madrid put it'd be interesting. Do they look at Bellingham and go, right, do we need Jude right now? Because if you're Real Madrid and you're looking at their team, with no Benzema, they've got no striker. They've got no killer up front. Vinny Jr. is all good on the wing, but they've got no killer up front. They've got no player up front. Do they go, right, yeah, we need Jude would be good for us, but we've got cover in midfield at the moment. We need a forward. It's going to be interesting summer. It's going to be a really, really interesting summer. Big up Sean. The super chat, Bellingham chat has stopped because he's having knee surgery. He will stay another year. And that's another thing as well. Would you buy a young midfielder of 1920 for 120 million if he's had knee surgery this young? Would you be willing to part with 120 million for a 19-year-old who's having knee surgery this young? Or would you find that too much of a risk? Let me know in the chat. I'd be interested to know what you guys in the chat think. Would you think it's too much of a risk for any club to go and buy a 19-year-old Jude Bellingham when he's had knee surgery that young? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. PSG will not sell to Real. That's a fact, guys. Yeah, it all depends how much a certain player kicks off, ain't it? It's a big risk, Jamie, says Samuel. Risky business. How good would 40 million for Mac Allister, 80 to 90 million for Jude, another midfielder like Kone? Do you know what? I wouldn't touch Jude Bellingham right now. No risk getting Keita. To be fair, Keegan, Keita didn't have an injury record before he joined Liverpool. Go back and look at go on transfer market and have a look at Keita's injury record before he joined Liverpool. He was never injured. He was never injured. He was fine. He only ever got injured when he came to Liverpool. Yeah, it's a risk too high, 100 million plus. No, it's a bit suspect. He's very young to be having knee problems, in my opinion. Yeah. Absolutely signed 3 midfielders, as I said, no brainer. Yeah, I think Liverpool might have dodged a bullet with the whole Jude Bellingham stuff. I think Jude Bellingham's a tremendous footballer. This ain't me on him as a footballer. I think Jude Bellingham is a tremendous footballer. But when you're wearing a knee brace and you've got knee issues at 19 years of age, it's a worry in the back of your mind. That's a big risk and a lot of money. And look, that risk might never happen. You know, he might have this knee surgery and Bellingham never has a knee issues ever again in his whole career. That might happen. But in the back of your mind, if you're a buying party and you're parting with 120 million for a kid that 19 has got knee issues already, and you bring him to a Liverpool team in Liverpool system and the way Liverpool want to play, high pressure, high intensity. Midfield has to be running up and down all game, left to right, up and down, constant movement. How long does that knee last? There'd be issues. So, yeah, I think Liverpool might have dodged a bullet. Big up, Jen, with a super sticker. Much love to you, Jen. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. Thank you very much, Jen. Do love the super stickers. Thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate the love. Do appreciate the love. I still would love him. Yeah, look, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He is a great, great little player. Maybe that's why Liverpool backed off Jamie, because of the knees. Maybe. I'd actually be mad if we signed Bellingham for that money and no one else here is there. Indeed, dodged a bullet. Didn't honestly ask if honesty's back, scraps. It's all good. Honesty's back, scraps. He was on the channel yesterday. I haven't seen him in the channel today so far, but yeah, he was in the channel yesterday chatting and that, and we saw his chats and everything. I don't know what happened, but it's all back. I don't know what happened. He weren't blocked or anything. For some reason, these things weren't coming up, but they are now. So yeah, he's not in the chat at the moment. I don't see him in the chat anywhere. So yeah. Oh, for goodness sake, Mac, I can't read that one out, but it's tickled me. But I can't read that one. Great player, but not worth what they're saying. Exactly, Booger Boy. Exactly. There's Honesty. There he is. See, there he is. He's back. There he is. We got Honesty back in the channel. Honesty, big up. I know you were back yesterday as well, but yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. It might have been a bot. It might have been a mod or stream elements or something like that. I don't know what happened, but you are back. So yeah, the Bellingham stuff. Look, I like him as a footballer. My whole problem with the Bellingham saga at Liverpool Football Club is not that we didn't buy Bellingham. It's the fact that we didn't buy anyone last summer to buy him this summer. That's my problem with the whole Bellingham thing. I'm not bothered about not buying the player. I'm bothered about wasting our time. That's what I'm bothered with. Big up Gang and Deep with the super chat, my friend. Much love, always Gang and Deep. Jamie, only way you can compete with City is being proactive from top to bottom and put the club's interest before any employee. I agree, including any manager / player. Unfortunately, that's not part of that club's DNA. It's a great point, Gang and Deep. Guys in the chat, let me know what you think on Gang and Deep super chat there. Big up Gang and Deep. Much love to you always. Let me know what you guys think of Gang and Deep super chat there in the chat. I agree. Liverpool have got to change the way we are as a football club. We do have to be more productive, especially with transfers. One thing I've always said with this club is that, say a Darwin Nunez right now, right? Say a Darwin Nunez right now. Darwin Nunez doesn't suit the way Liverpool want to play right now. Yeah, he's a young boy who, believe it or not, I know people don't like him. I know Scraps and that don't like him and all that, right? But if you put him up for sale tomorrow, you'd get big clubs coming for him, because I think anywhere else in Europe, I think Darwin Nunez looks pretty decent. I really do. But look, Liverpool got him in right now. What Liverpool needs is more £50 million players on our bench. We need to be proactive. This Alex Scott, yeah? This Alex Scott, this new English wonder kid that everyone's chatting about. I've watched him a few times now. He's a seriously good footballer. He's got to be a Premier League player without a shadow of a doubt. If I was Liverpool, I'd be proactive. I'd be looking at Alex Scott and going, right, let's buy him now. Let's get him into Liverpool Football Club. Let's go and buy Alex Scott right now. Bring him to the football club. He doesn't have to be part of our team straight away. He's there for the future. That's future-proof, this young boy. So bring him to the club. Let him go on loan to a Premier League team next season. Get experience. Learn the game. Bring him back to Liverpool the season after. Learn how the way Klopp wants him to play. And we got a future superstar on our hands in a couple of years' time. You're being proactive. You're looking to the future. That's how Liverpool need to be going forward. They need to be more proactive because we're not anywhere near proactive enough. You know, like this summer, we're going to have this mad summer. This summer shouldn't be happening. This summer shouldn't be happening because it should have been done last summer. You know, people like Mac Allister and Kone and Thuram maybe should have been bought last summer. Apparently, Liverpool have been looking at Thuram for 2 years now. Apparently, Liverpool looked at Thuram when he was 19 years of age. Liverpool have been watching him. So why is it taking Liverpool so long to pull the trigger? Maybe Liverpool should have bought him last summer. And then this summer, we wouldn't have to have this madness. You know, we could just go into this summer going, right, we just need a couple of players, go into the transfer market, freshen it up. That's what we should be doing, being proactive. But we're not. So this summer, we've got to do an absolute madness. We've got to get 3 midfielders in. We've got to get at least 1 defender in. You know, we're going to have to look around. We're going to have to do it properly. We're going to have a madness summer. But we shouldn't be. We should be more proactive in our transfers. You know, look, with Alexis Mac Allister, if Mac Allister's coming in for the reported, I don't know if Gangadeep was here at the time, but for a reported £40 million fee for Alexis Mac Allister, that is apparently what his release clause is. Look, Liverpool apparently don't do release clauses, but apparently, you know, if Alexis Mac Allister has a reported release clause, Liverpool are paying up everything straight away. We did it with Konate as well. Liverpool will pay a release clause if they think the player is worth it. Now, I know a lot of people are sort of like, why aren't we getting Ugarte? Right, the few times I've seen Ugarte play, I've not been impressed with him as much as other people have. He's always going to ground too much for me. I think Ugarte goes to ground far too much for my liking. And if you're doing that in the Premier League, you're going to get a lot of yellow cards and maybe sent off quite a bit because the game is so much quicker. He'd have to adapt so much. So I'm not the biggest Ugarte fan. And for a £52 million release clause, Liverpool are like, nah, we can find players that probably fit our system better than Ugarte, and we don't have to pay 52 million. Like Kone. Kone's a defensive midfielder, yeah? At Mönchengladbach. Lavia is a defensive midfielder at Southampton. Liverpool are looking at them 2 footballers. So Liverpool know they need a defensive midfielder. And they're looking at them 2 midfielders especially. So if they're looking at them 2 midfielders, I'd have them 2 over an Ugarte because they fit our system better. They're quicker. They're more mobile across the pitch. They cover more ground. They can play in the more higher line that we play because of their pace and their mobility is better than Ugarte's. So sensibly, financially, you can go and buy them players. And for me, that makes more sense to us. I've been saying it for a while now. Buy players that suit the way you play. Don't buy players because of fan pressure. Look, if you look at Man United buy the wrong players because of fan pressure. They think, oh, we need to buy marquee names. If you buy marquee names, fans will keep us off our back. And because they've done that, they've not been great. I know they finished 3rd this year, but they're shit. And they shouldn't have finished 3rd this year. And I think if Liverpool get their summer right, they obliterate Man United next season. Buy players that suit your system. Suit your system. Lavia suits the way we play. He's quick. He's mobile. He's athletic. He'll suit the way we play in that Klopp system. Kone the same. I think Ugarte would struggle. I think Ugarte would struggle in our system. I really do. Let him go to Chelsea. You know, Chelsea keep buying players for players' sake. You know, I swear Chelsea are only buying Ugarte because Ugarte's name became popular about a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, oh, another popular name that everyone's talking about. Let's go and see what he's about and just go and buy him. You know, I don't know if Chelsea have got a vision over there. Apparently, they're going to get Ugarte and Caicedo. What, you going to play 2 DMs in a midfield? Yeah, okay. You're not going to be very productive going forward, are you? So you go buy Ugarte and Caicedo and play them together, I take it, in a double pivot midfield, yeah? So What happens to all the attacking midfielders? Where does Enzo Fernandez? So you've got Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and Ugarte, 3 defensive midfielders. So where's the goals going to come from? It makes no sense. What they're doing over at Chelsea makes no sense whatever. Big up, gang. Jane, why are people turning their noses at Polina? I would get him, and next season get Lavia and sell Fab. I'm doing so future planning. Yeah, Polina, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I think it's his age, I think it's his age. I think he's going to be 29 going into next season. I think that's what it is. I think that because I think he's a good player, man. Again, mobile, quick, gets across the ground, reads the game really well. Would suit Jurgen Klopp's style. He would suit Jurgen Klopp. See, Polina would suit Jurgen Klopp's style more than Ugarte will. So I agree with you. But I think the reason people keep turning their nose up at it is maybe because of the age. 200 to 300 transfer budget, 6 players, Kone, Thuram, Mac Allister, right back, centre back, and back up for Salah. Oh, will he be 28, Scrap? So he's a year younger. It might be the age thing. That's the only thing I can think about, that people don't want to buy a 28-year-old. So that may be the thing. That may be that I would prefer someone younger. So that might be the thing, gang. It might be just the age thing, because I don't think anyone's doubting his ability. The backup for Salah stuff. Let me talk about the backup. Big up, Bruno. Let me talk about this backup for Salah stuff. I think Wino said this the other day, or yesterday. Did Messi have a backup? Did Lewandowski have a real backup? Did Ronaldo have a backup player? Big up Jenny in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Did them players have backup players, or did they just play every single week without fail? I'm not saying it's correct or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm looking at Salah and I'm thinking, what sort of backup player do you get for Mo? Literally, who? Who do you get in? That is for me, the right wing position for Liverpool is the hardest position to go and get cover for in our team. Because you're going to have to get a player in who knows he's not going to play much. That's the issue. I never remember Bayern Munich going, right, we need a backup for Lewandowski. I never remember Bayern Munich fans or pundits talking about Bayern Munich and going, right, we need a backup for Lewandowski. No, they didn't really have a backup. Thomas Müller wasn't his backup. Thomas Müller played off him. They never really had a backup. When Messi played, they never really had a backup player for Messi. If Messi unfortunately got injured, they just searched around their squad to put someone in or change the formation or put someone over into Messi's position to cover for Messi when he was injured. If he weren't injured, Messi played all the time. I think Liverpool and Salah's a bit the same way. I think Messi, I think Salah's the same way. I think what we need to do eventually is buy a Salah replacement, because obviously Salah can't stay at Liverpool forever. I think eventually you have to look at it in a year or two time and go, right, we need to start buying a player now that can come in and take over Mo. You need a Salah replacement eventually. But as a backup to Mo, I just don't know who you buy. And with the play and with the what we need in our squad right now, I think a backup for Mo is the last thing the club are thinking about, to be fair. Look, if Mo wants to take a couple of games out and we want to rest Mo for a couple of games, I think you can put Luis Diaz over on the right-hand side. I really do. In Europa League and the League Cup and the FA Cup, I think you can play Harvey Elliott off the right wing quite easily, or you can put Luis Diaz over on the right-hand side, put Jota through the middle, put Gakpo on the left. I think you could do. I think you could do. Can do that quite easily in games here and there. But look, I think Liverpool's best thing is if Liverpool are winning games next season, they're 2-3-0 up in the game. Mo Salah doesn't need to play the whole 90 minutes. If he's got his goal and we're 2 or 3-0 up in a game, bring Mo off, give Harvey Elliott 20 minutes at right wing. It's not going to affect the course of the game then, is it? That's what Liverpool need to do a bit more next season. But buying a full backup for Mo, I don't think is needed this season. I really don't. I think the midfield area is more needed. Liverpool need to get midfielders in, man. We need to freshen up this midfield. The way I see it for next season, this is how I do it for next season. I'd keep Henderson, Fabinho and Thiago for next season. I'd buy Mac Allister, Thuram and maybe a Kone or a Lavia. Yeah. So that's my 6 midfielders. Then I've got Stefan as youngster as backup. Curtis Jones as youngster as backup. Harvey, if he wants to play there, as backup. Tyler Morton as backup. That's 10 midfielders, yeah? Your 4 youngsters in Curtis, Stefan, Morton and Harvey Elliott. They can play League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League group stage games. And then the season after, so this season coming, keep Hendo, keep Fabinho, keep Thiago as your 3 experienced veteran midfielders. Get 3 new midfielders that play more regularly. Then the season after, you go, right, the 3 players we bought the season before in Thuram, Mac Allister and Kone or Lavia, whoever it is, yeah? They then become the 3 senior players. And then Fabinho gets sold, Thiago gets sold, and Henderson gets sold or leave the club, yeah? And then you go and buy it and replenish. And then in that meantime, Stefan's had another season, so he's coming through. Curtis Jones is getting another season. He's getting better and getting better. And then you go and buy more midfielders. And the season after, you go and replenish the players that you lost. That's the way Liverpool need to do it in the next couple of years. That's the way Liverpool should go for the next couple of years. And keep replenishing that area of the pitch. And just keep going. I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with this season with a mixture of that midfield. So you got Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Mac Allister, Thuram, or say Lavia, yeah? And then them 6 all rotate. Sorry, guys. Them 6 all rotate in the midfield all season, yeah? So one game you might play Mac Allister with Fabinho and Thiago, say. Say one game we play next season, we'll play Mac Allister on the right-hand side of a 3, Fabinho and DM, Thiago on the left side of a midfield 3. That's kind of saucy, yeah? And then the following game, we might change it up again, take Thiago out, put Thuram in alongside Mac Allister and Thuram and Fabinho in the 6, and rotate like that and keep the team fresh. Because good rotation is what Liverpool need next season, but they need a good bench to do it. Klopp needs to look behind him and see a decent bench. We need a good Robbo replacement at left back. I've been saying this for a while now. Yes, Tsimikas is Robbo's replacement right now. For me, we got to start looking for a Robbo replacement, not a Tsimikas replacement, a Robbo replacement. And people might go, that's harsh, Jamie. What are you chatting about? Let's look at it. Robbo's going to be 29. He might not look it. He looks like a young lad. But Robbo's going to be 29. Robbo can't keep giving us that high energy, that Duracell bunny of a left back every single game, every single week, continually into the season. He can't be that kind of left back continuously. So we need to look for eventually a Robbo replacement. And Robbo sits bench. And then when Klopp looks behind him, he's got a bench of better quality. He's got a Robbo he can trust, he can bring on. He's got a Darwin and a Jota on the bench. He maybe have a Thuram on the bench for one game, a Kone on the bench for one game, a Hendo on the bench, a Thiago on the bench, a Fabinho on the bench. Looking behind him and seeing more quality that he can bring on and change the game of football. That's what we need. That's why this summer is so important for us to compete with Manchester City again. It really is, because I don't think we're miles away. Look, we're not miles away from Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle, all that. In fact, I think we're still better than all them teams. We just had a really shit year because everyone got it wrong. Because we all tried to do the shit Bellingham thing last summer that never worked and didn't buy anyone. So it ruined everything from day one. Tactics were crap. Klopp was crap. FSG were crap. The players were crap. No excuses next season. The players better be fresh. They got a few international friendlies or European qualifiers this summer. Apart from that, they got nothing. They got summer off. They go have a better pre-season, Pre-season is going to be longer next season. No World Cup break in the middle of the season. Proper season for the first time in a few years since COVID next season. No excuse for this football club. None. Big up on the Steel Super Chat. I keep saying it. Get Polina 27 can be at the F 4 or 5 years, and you can bring Stefan learning from him, and then can take the DM position of his own. Yeah, I like that idea as well. I like that idea as well. I really, really do. Big up Marlene. How you doing? Are you doing well? Big up Jamie. Big up Redbird. It's Friday. I was at the LFC store here outside. Lovely photos of Darwin Nunez. Yes, Darwin looks fabulous. More game time for him this season, please. Look, and with the Darwin thing, yeah, I want Darwin to be a good player. I want Darwin to work. But if he's not working, right, and it still doesn't work, and he still doesn't understand it, and he's homesick or whatever he is, Liverpool got to be proactive. They have to be. Have to be. The hoof should be sold ASAP. Look, Henderson, I think, should leave the football club, yeah? My problem is we can't do too much in one summer. So the way I'm looking at it, get 3 new midfielders in that interact into this side and become first teamers. You have less Henderson on the pitch then, less Thiago and less Fabinho. But you keep them 3 veteran midfielders as squad players that can interact with the 3 new midfielders. Then the season after, for the 24-25 season, you then let go of Fabinho, you let go of Thiago, and you let go of Henderson. The 3 new midfielders you bought the season before become your senior midfielders that are established themselves into the team now, and your 3 main starting midfielders. And then you go and buy a couple of new ones in. In the meantime, Stefan Bajcetic has got better. Curtis Jones has got better, in them roles in midfield and start to become senior midfielders themselves. So you just go and buy 2 midfielders in the following summer and you keep it rolling. Unfortunately, if we let everyone go this summer, we ain't going to be able to replace everyone. So we need to take our time with it, do it slowly and do it right. Look to the future. I think Liverpool let their transfers done before pre-season. That's why Klopp said he'll be a busy this summer. I agree. Nunez, as next season prove himself, he'll have to go. The homegrown players are less. Remember the last time we brought a lot of players in? We also went on win again. Exactly. Yeah, that's what we need, guys. Definitely what we need. I would go and get Mac Allister. Looks like that's going to be done. I hope that's the first one through the door. Hopefully we hear something next week about that being done. That'd be excellent bit of business. Then Kone or Lavia. Liverpool apparently really, really interested in Lavia from Southampton. Now, Southampton have just got relegated. You got to feel Lavia's going to leave. He's part of the Man City youth system, ain't he? So he's going to be a baller. Do Liverpool just go in, maybe get him for a really good deal, 30, 40 million from Southampton? And then there's enough money left in the coppers to go and get a third midfielder and a defender. See, my worry is that Liverpool just get 2 midfielders this summer. That's my worry, because Liverpool are looking at a defender. My worry is that Liverpool get 2 midfielders and 1 defender. Yeah? That, for me, is 1 player too short. I think we need 3 midfielders and a defender. I'm going to be quite understandable that you can't do everything in 1 transfer window. So I don't expect us to buy like 4 midfielders, a left back, a centre back, and an attacker. I just don't expect that. Also, if you buy that many players, integrating that many players into a team next season can be very difficult. Yeah. So that could be a downfall in that as well. So it's very difficult in getting all them players in and interacting them into the team straight away. I'm looking at Liverpool next season, get 3 midfielders and a centre back. I think 4 transfers is enough this summer to interact into the team. The centre back we're after is that Mickey Van der Ven, or whatever his name is. That could be done. Come to Wolfsburg. Big George is in now, knows the German transfer market, knows it really well. That's why we're heavily linked with Kone as well. Obviously, Big George's son is now the sporting director at Mönchengladbach. So father and son can have a few phone call conversations there about a certain Kone. Yeah, so I'd like Kone and Thuram. I've said it plenty of times. Kone and Thuram, they're good friends as well because they're both French. They know each other really well. Come up with a French youth system together. They're good mates. Having like that, them there together, they would settle down in the country a lot better as well because they both mates. They both know each other. They can. It won't be upsetting for them or anything. They'd probably settle into the city and into the country a lot better if you get the pair of them. You've got Konate there as well. They know, so they've got Konate there as well. So that is what I'm looking at them too. I'd love to get them two into our football club badly. Yeah, got Konate there with them as well. They integrate into the team. They feel more settled in the city, in the country. Yeah, that's who we should be looking at. And it might not work straight away next year, but I think as a Liverpool fans, if we see our club being more productive this summer, I think next season we will be like, right, we might not go and win the league next season, but I expect us to put in a challenge. I think Gangan Deep said it best in the last call-in show, that he expects Liverpool to put in a title challenge next season. If we fall short, we fall short. But that's what he expects. And I agree with him. There is still too much quality in his side. We shouldn't have finished, in my opinion, the players that we got in our team should have finished in the top 4. I think a lot of people will agree with that. This team right now should have still finished in the top 4 this season. And it's actually bad that we didn't. Even if we just finished 4th, we could have gone, right, it's not the greatest season, but we finished 4th, got what we're in where we were. But we finished 5th. And that's a makeup of me, the manager, losing his way a little bit this season. Look, people think I'm negative all the time. There's people that think, I just bash Jurgen Klopp for the sake of bashing him and never bash the owners. I don't know what they watch. I'm always saying the owners ain't good enough and they got to prove if they want to be owners of this football club. But if you think Klopp's done a great job this season, then I don't know where you're watching saying, I'm not. If you don't think the players we got in this team are not good enough, should have got top 4. You're telling me the players we got ain't good enough to get top 4. Then I'm sorry, you're more of a Klopp fan than you are a Liverpool fan. It's as simple as that. That United squad is dross, as Mark A says, and they finished 3rd in the Premier League. Klopp. I don't know what it was this season, but Klopp weren't his normal self. I think we can all agree with that. Klopp weren't his normal self this season at all. There was no fire in him. The fire looked like he went out of him. He was arguing constantly with reporters in press conferences, arguing with Gabriel Agbonlahor on Talk Sport. Why is he bringing that up? Who cares about Gabriel Agbonlahor on Talk Sport? But Jurgen Klopp's arguing with him on Talk Sport, arguing with Simon Jones. He's arguing with all these people for no reason. And Klopp weren't himself. Klopp took his eye off the ball. He weren't himself this season. There was no fire in him. And he sort of started to see the fire come back to Klopp towards the end of the season. So I need Jurgen Klopp. Number one. The number one thing I need next season is Jurgen Klopp being Jurgen Klopp again. I need the manager being himself again. And I don't want none of this cryptic bullshit from Liverpool fans who don't want to blame Jurgen Klopp for anything. When he does press conferences, he goes, oh, you hear that? Jurgen's protecting the owners, or Jurgen is saying this just to protect the owners and all this bullshit. No, I don't want to hear that next season. I just want to see Jurgen back to being Jurgen Klopp again. Being what he was before, one of the best managers in world football. That's what I need first of, yeah? I need him and his coaching team to sit down this summer, know where they've gone wrong. They need to talk to each other and go, where did we go wrong this season? What happened this season to us? What happened? Get them players in at pre-season. Massive meetings should be taking place at pre-season. Firstly, you introduce all the new players. Secondly, you then go, look, last season can never, ever happen again. We were diabolical last season. We're all off it. This team is too good to finish below the top 4. We put in no fight. We lost 9 games. Conceding chances all the time. Conceding goals. We have got to shape up or ship out. It's as simple as that. If you don't shape up, you shipped out. I don't care what your name is. Virgil van Dijk. Season like that again. Next season, you're gone. I don't care what your name is. I don't care how good you think you are. If you're not doing it again next season, you're gone. Gone. And if the owners don't do their job this summer, if the owners don't do their job this summer and get the players in that Klopp wants, they have to be gone. And we have to make sure they go. It's as simple as that. This Liverpool team need to go back to competing. They have to go back to competing again. Get the right players in this summer. Get the right players in. It's a job for all the club, not just the owners. It's on the manager as well. Sell the right players. Sell the right players and get the right players in. Sell the right players and get the right players in. That's what you need to do. I don't care how cheap they are. I don't care how expensive they are. As long as they're the right player and they fit what we want and they help this, they fit the system, they do what Klopp wants them to do, buy that player. I don't care how cheap they are. I don't care how expensive they are. Just go and get the right player for this football club. Make this summer worth it. We cannot have this season yet again next season. I can't be starting. You guys even the same. We can't be starting next season like we started this last season. It just can't happen. Just can't happen. Liverpool need to get off the blocks quick because people will start talking again. If Liverpool don't hit the ground running next season, people are going to start chatting about the manager. Is he good enough anymore? Are these players actually finished? What is happening at Liverpool Football Club? They had this good summer, but they still can't do it. So this club, it needs to ship up or ship out. It's as simple as that. No more protecting players. No more protecting owners. No more of this bollocks. No more being comfortable in your job. No more protecting players when they're shit. No more keeping hold of players because you like them and they're your favourites and stuff like that. Let's ship them out. Let's be productive. This team needs to start again. We've got quality in this side. We don't have to start from ground zero. We've got quality in this side. Just get the right players in to still have the quality in this side. And Liverpool will go again next season. I expect a title challenge. People will go, Jamie, you're mad. We finished 5th. What you on about? Arsenal finished 5th last year as well. And they only brought Zinchenko in and Gabriel Jesus in. They put on a title challenge, really. Yeah? That's all they brought in. They put in a title challenge. Liverpool need to do the same thing. Liverpool need to put in a title challenge next season. I won't be satisfied unless we do that. I don't mind if we fall away at the end and we don't win the league or all that, but if we put in a title challenge and we look serious again, I think every Liverpool fan would be a lot happier. Big up gang, Dick with Super Chat. Fans who are Klopp in and FSG out, I get. Fans who are Klopp out and FSG out, I get. I don't understand how some fans can be FSG in and Klopp out. Defies logic. Yeah, I agree, gang. I agree. I agree, my friend. I agree. So I want Jurgen. If we finish 4th in 17, 18, and we changed in 18, 19. Yeah, exactly. Like, just finish just put in a title challenge. I don't mind if we finish 4th next season, yeah, and we fell behind and we only lost, and the people whoever won the league only won it by 8 points or 7 points or something like that, and we finished 4th. All right, fair enough. That's what happened, yeah. But we put in a challenge, yeah. That's what I want to see this Liverpool team do. There's too much quality in this team. There is too much quality in this side just to fall like that. Get the right quality in. I don't care how much they cost. As I said, Mac Allister at the moment, the rumour is that Liverpool paid the release clause to Mac Allister, and that is only £40 million. So Liverpool buy Mac Allister for £40 million. That is a bargain. So I don't care how cheap a player is as long as they're the right player. Everyone keeps going, we shop around cheap. If they're the right player and they don't cost you much money, buy them. Don't care. If Mac Allister's only 40 million, well, Mason Mount's going to Man United for 50 or 60 million. Who would you rather have, Mac Allister for 40 million or look like you're spending money and go and get Mason Mount for 60 million? Come on. Only because you're getting player cheaper don't mean they're not better. Let's stop all that nonsense. That's what, and win a trophy, yeah. Oh, yeah, and challenge gang. Like I said it at the beginning of the video, Liverpool need to go and win everything they're in this season. There's no doubt about that. If we're in the Europa League, so be it. Liverpool are favourites. I'm telling you right now, the bookies might not be doing it yet, but I guarantee right now, Liverpool are favourites for the Europa League. There is no shadow of doubt. Liverpool are favourites for the Europa League. Liverpool should win the Europa League. I want to win the Europa League next season. Why not? We're in it. Let's win it. I want to win the FA Cup next season. I want to win the league next season. If we finish 4th next season, but put in a title challenge and just fall away at the end and end up finishing 4th, but we win, say, the Europa League and the League Cup, I'm happy with that. I'm like, yeah, Liverpool are on their way back. No doubt about it. That is what we need to do. That is what we need to do. And that's where we need to get back to. Buy the right players in. Klopp, find your bollocks again. Find your mojo again. I want to see my old manager again. Because this season, this ain't been my manager. There's been a fire taken out of him. I want to see my Jurgen Klopp again. I've sort of had for the last few years. Get that manager back. If that manager comes back next season and we get the right players in next season, Liverpool will be a force again. And that's what I want to see. That's how we compete with Manchester City. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, guys. Right, get the manager right again, get the coaching right again, be more proactive, get and have an excellent summer and get the right players in that fit Jurgen Klopp's system and the way Jurgen Klopp wants to play. If you do them 4 things, Liverpool will be far better next season. That is what we need. Do that and I'll be a happy fan. That is what we need. Competing with City's going to be hard. I think Top Pot says, I think with new players, there will be a new fire in the team. I agree. Klopp needs to fix up as well. Yeah, he does. I hold everyone accountable. There's no one I don't hold accountable. Like some Liverpool fans think I'm too negative all the time because I was going after Klopp quite a bit last season. And the only reason I was going after Jurgen Klopp last season quite a bit is because he weren't doing his job good enough. And I know that for a fact because of where we finished. Yeah. Yes, it had to do with the owners as well. But there was enough quality there for the manager to change his way. Look what happened when Jurgen changed tactics and system. Yeah, towards the end of the season. We went on an 11-game unbeaten run. So he can do it. If he did that earlier in the season, we might have finished in the top 4. So I know he can do it. So I went after him this season because he weren't doing his job good enough. I know if Jurgen gets his fire back and I see the old Jurgen again, stop arguing with people in the press, stop arguing with Gabriel Bongnahor on TalkSport, stop arguing with the refs all the time. Just give me the old Jurgen. Give me that fire back. Give me the better coaching, better tactics. Get the players in that fire up this team again and Liverpool will compete. Liverpool will compete. There's no doubt about it. Right, guys, that's me done for the day. Big up to everyone who came into the channel today. I much appreciated it. Thank you very much, all the likes and the super chats. I really, really do appreciate it. Big up Liam, Sean, Jen, Gang and Deep Honesty for the super chats. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone who left a like on the video. Very much. Thank you, everyone who was commenting today in the live chat. Your comments are always fantastic. I always try and read as many out as I possibly can. Much love to all of you. Enjoy the rest of your lovely Sunday. The sun is out. The sky is blue. It's a beautiful, warm day. Go out and enjoy it, guys. Whatever it is you're doing today. Big up. I'll see you again soon. Much love. Bye-bye for now.